This weekend at the box office, Furious 7 wins again, while the rest of the film industry dives into their metaphorical bunkers in preparation for the Avengers' arrival.
Most important thing in life will always be the people right here, right now.
Taking the top spot for the fourth week in a row is Furious 7, bringing in an estimated $18.2 million and helping push the film's domestic total to more than $320 million. And while the $320 million in US theaters is impressive, the worldwide total is historic. After just 4 weeks, Furious 7 has brought in $1.3 billion, making it the 5th highest grossing film of all time. Only Avatar, Titanic, The Avengers, and Harry Potter made more, and lest we forget, Furious 7 has quite a few weeks left in theaters to try and beat those totals.
There's only one path to peace. Their extinction. But
it's hard to talk about breaking records without discussing the box office behemoth now headed for your local theater. Avengers could end up hijacking Furious 7's surging numbers, as moviegoers might head to theaters for superheroes instead of supercars. Oh, and if you're wondering, Avengers 2 has already brought in $200 million overseas. Like I said, box office behemoth. On to number 2.
We don't need any backup, Blart. Neither do I.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 has segued its way to $15.5 million at the box office this weekend, holding on to the number 2 spot. And perhaps more importantly, someone finally wrote a generally favorable review of the comedy, getting rid of that Rotten Tomatoes score of 0%. Paul Blart has been lampooned by critics, but it's performing well at the box office. Kevin James and company saw a modest 35% drop in ticket sales from opening weekend, but it still beat out this week's new releases. So remember, kids, quality is only half the battle. And finally, at number 3.
Ma'am, it says here you were born in 1908. That makes you 45 years old.
That's right.
In last place is the only movie brave enough to go anywhere near Avengers Day, The Age of Adeline, bringing in an estimated $13.3 million. Adeline seems to be the ultimate alternative to the stereotypical summer blockbuster. A modest love story with a modest budget and so far, a modest opening. While no one has called Age of Adeline brilliant or lousy, critics are more torn than usual about the leading lady's performance.
This movie, I thought, was anchored by a terrific cast. Blake Lively is perfect in this movie.
She shows few signs of having lived through 2 world wars, the Beatles, the Civil Rights Movement, punk rock, or really anything at all.
If you're still not convinced at how wide the range of criticism is, Grandland's Wesley Morris calls Lively an exceptionally lucky cigarette girl.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
But considering Mad Max doesn't exactly scream date night, I'm thinking Lively's performance and Age of Adeline will be just fine. As for next week, well, you know. For Newsy, I'm Jamal Andrus.